only on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at game number 6 in R20 from the Nintendo Entertainment System series. This is a boxing game, and this features the heavyweight champion of the world at the time as a final opponent, and this is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. This also was released without Mike Tyson involved in this, and we'll look into that a little bit later. But Mike Tyson was, he was unstoppable at the time. And the original Punch-Out was an arcade release in 1984. But they kind of changed the look of this one from the arcade original. There's Mike Tyson clobbering an opponent, as he was wont to do back in the day. But there was initially plans to have a sequel, but the license expired with Mike Tyson between him and Nintendo, and that was scrapped. Well, they went on with the game, but they took out Mike's likeness in it. And this game was so awesome. Like I said, it was also released as just Punch-Out without Mike Tyson in 1990, and they put in a guy named Mr. Dream instead as the final boxer. And you are Little Mac, and big emphasis on little. His size compared to all the other boxers, he's tiny, but that gives you more of an underdog feel to the game, I guess. And there's one of the opponents, Bald Bull, and he returns from the initial Punch-Out game. There's a number of opponents from the original Punch-Out game that appear in this, and a whole cast of new ones too. And there were some that appeared in Super Punch-Out as well, the arcade game Super Punch-Out. But you have left and right punch buttons, which is B and A, and if you push up while you're punching, you will do a punch to their face. And if you have your gloves low, you can push down to make them go low, and you press B or A, you will do a body blow. Whether they will connect depends on your sense of timing. If you don't do it at the right time, they will be blocked, or the opponent might be in the process of punching, and you'll get nailed. And the first opponent is Glass Joe, and you play Minor Circuit, Major Circuit, and World Circuit, and then you play a dream bout against Mike Tyson. This game was super frustrating for a lot of people, not early on. It's really quite easy to beat Glass Joe. He doesn't block your punches until you've executed a few of them in a row. Then he decides to block, and then you can start going for his gut. And at one point, he will back off, and he's going to start doing some crosses. And you don't have to let him do that. You can hit him in the gut as he approaches you from his wind-up, and then you can send him right back to the canvas. Anytime an opponent gets up at the count of 1, if you have acquired what is a star, then you have the opportunity to use an uppercut by pressing Start button. And if they've gotten up on the count of 1, then using an uppercut will instantly send them to the canvas. Now you have a finite, I hate English sometimes, you have a finite amount of punches that you can throw. And there's a counter up at the top left. It has a heart, and it says 14. And you can throw 14 punches. Actually, you can throw more than that as long as they connect. If an opponent blocks, then that count goes down by 1. If you get hit, then that count can go down by 3. But as long as you keep connecting, then that number won't go down. And this opponent is named Von Kaiser. And you could kind of do the same thing with Glass Joe. Keep hitting him in one area until he blocks, and then try hitting the other area. And note, you can get a lot of stars from this guy, which allow you uppercuts. Not always will your uppercuts be able to connect. Sometimes the opponent will dodge, or they'll be in the process of hitting you, and your uppercut won't count. See, the opponents are pretty easy at this point. If he does his wind up for an uppercut like he's gonna do now, you could press A or B, and you'll give him a gut punch, and he'll get hurt, and you'll get a star. Now see where it says points? That's not points total throughout the game like a score. That's the amount of points that you need to get to win a decision if you last 3 rounds with the opponent. Yeah, there's only 3 rounds, not 12 or 15 or whatever. And here is the champion of the minor circuit, and he is Piston Honda. There was a boxer named Piston Hurricane in the arcade Punch-Out, but this guy is Japanese, not black. And, oops. Yeah, you get hit, you will lose, I think, 3 hearts off your punch meter, or whatever you want to call it. But there are times when he's gonna wiggle his eyebrows, and that's a good time to hit him. This game just takes, sometimes he'll do a little hop around the ring, and you'll want to hit him at the right time to knock him down, or you'll need to block all his punches. Blocking a punch will take off a heart from the punch meter. But remember where it says stars, that's your uppercuts, and if you hit an opponent in a certain way, at a certain time as they're moving around, you'll get a star. And you use the stars, the uppercuts, by pressing start, but they will not always connect. If you do not knock down your opponent within 1 round, you go to the next round, and there are a total of 3. And in between rounds, you will see this picture of you and the opponent. And your trainer will talk to you, and your opponent will taunt you. It's kind of cool. And during that time, you can press select to maybe get some energy back. And we have this little cutscene once you've beaten a circuit of you in your jogging suit, running while your trainer, and his name is Doc Lewis, rides a bicycle in front of the New York Harbor. And there is the Statue of Liberty. And you get you have a password system. If you put in the password, then you get to continue where you left off there. And now we face a guy named Don Flamenco. And as long as you know what he does with his attacks, he's really quite easy. There are ways to beat the opponents that are probably a lot easier that I don't show you in this game. You can alternate punches here repeatedly, non-stop, and he won't recover. I screwed up my pattern there. If you just go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right repeatedly, then he won't recover. But I screwed it up. But he's still quite easy. And when he gets up, he'll do an uppercut, and you could just repeat that. Or you could just hit his body on the left side, do a left side body blow repeatedly, and he won't recover from that. Very easy to beat this game early on. I mean, to beat a bunch of opponents. But this is the world circuit that I'm at. If you manage to lose a fight, excuse me, then you will get sent back down one boxer. And if you lose to that boxer twice, then your game will end. If you lose any at all 3 times, whoops, then your game will end. If you lose once fighting Mike Tyson, your game will end. Now this is King Hippo, and you have to kind of wait until he opens up his mouth for a big punch. And when he does, then you punch his mouth, and then his pants will fall down, or his shorts will fall down. But you gotta wait for that to happen there. And then you hit his belly 8 times. And you just keep doing it until he's out of energy. He will not get back up. He is too heavy to get back up. And you'll have beaten him. And note that the referee is Mario. Nintendo made the original Punch-Out arcade game. The non-Mike Tyson Punch-Out is, it plays exactly the same. Mr. Dream does the same things as Mike Tyson does. Exactly, same moves, everything. But he just looks a little different is all. This is Great Tiger. This is a fighter from India. And you can wait until his, the gem on his turban flashes, and then you can hit him for an uppercut star. Whoops, and every time you get hit, you will lose an uppercut star. Whoops, crap. Kind of forgot the movements of this guy. But when he does his uppercuts, you can give him a body blow on the side of your body that he kind of lurches towards. And you can just do it over and over and over again. Note that there's kind of a palette swap, sort of, between many characters. This guy has a lot of the, he looks a lot like Von Kaiser in his movements. Maybe not palette swap, but the movements are very similar. Great Tiger has a special cheaty move that he does. And here we're going to see it. He will disappear and then he'll spin around a ring, and you have to block his punches repeatedly. And then when he gets dizzy, just punch him in the face and he gets knocked down. Knock him down 3 times in 1 round, and it's a technical knockout. And you've beaten that fighter. Now we go on to the next fighter, and that is the champion of the major circuit. And this is Bald Bull, and he was in the original Punch-Out arcade game. He was also, I don't remember if he was in Super Punch-Out. But he's not that hard. He will do these rolling punches at you, and while he's spinning his fists, you can punch his face, and you might be able to get some uppercut stars. After a number of them, then he'll start doing these crosses. And then after like a few of the crosses, then he does this uppercut. Whoops. You don't have a ton of time to react, so try not to get trigger happy with moving out of the way. You might move back into a punch, or you might move too early. This guy also has a cheaty move. But don't fall in love with uppercuts because he can dodge them. See, I got too eager to react. Fortunately, his here's the cheat. You have to learn the timing on when he does his bull charge, and there will be photographers in the audience, and you'll see a flash once in a while. And right when you see the flash in the bottom right corner of the audience out there, then that is when you want to start pressing your button. It was a quick flicker. I don't know if you saw it, but use that in mind, and then you just do a quick body blow, and you'll nail him and send him back down to the canvas. We will look at some hints later on. And now we do the jogging sequence at night. This game was so awesome for everybody that picked it up. I enjoyed the hell out of it. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, if you pick up the one that doesn't have Mike Tyson, you will play Mr. Dream as the final opponent. But there is another password because I've beaten another circuit. Now we play the World Circuit, which is the last circuit before you play Mike Tyson. And there's a number of boxers in the circuit. And hey, didn't we beat Piston Honda earlier? We did, but he's back and he's learned a few more tricks. You can fake out some of the boxers. Whoops, he does have a few jabs, he does. But you can fake out some of the boxers by pressing up. Whoops. You can press up and make them raise their gloves, and then you can do a body blow. He has a charge move like he did earlier, but it's much shorter. But if you hit him in the gut right as he approaches you, right as he gets in front of you, ooh, he stayed down, then he will get knocked down. And usually they get back up. Very seldom that they don't get back up. And now we face Soda Popinski, and he was originally known as Vodka Drunkinski in Super Punch-Out. He's very pink. Some of these boxers are just really intimidating with their size. But he does 3 crosses, and then he starts doing uppercuts. And on this guy, when he does his uppercuts, you can hold down as he ducks to wind up the uppercut. And when you hold down, he's frozen in that position, and you can give him a body blow, and you can get an uppercut star with doing that. And when you use the uppercut star, then you will knock him down. Give him a couple punches to stun him a little bit, and then use the uppercut. But that's something you definitely want to remember for Soda Popinski. Make him freeze by holding down while he's doing the uppercut. Usually he will do like 3 crosses, or maybe 2. Sometimes there's like a little hyper punch that you can do. Ah, crap. Ah, crap. Now, in between bouts, you can press select and get some energy back. See, Doc is hitting my shoulder repeatedly. That means I pressed select, and you will get some energy back. Sometimes a lot, sometimes just a little. There, I got it fully restored. On some occasions, you can only do that once per match. I think that hyper punching is funny. You can only do that trick once per match. Not per round, but per boxing match, period. And sometimes, I don't know why... I screwed up. The amount of times you can punch him from an uppercut differs from time to time, and you can really screw up your timing. He dodged. You can really screw up your timing by punching again when you've ran out of punches that you can use on his face there. And then he'll turn around and clobber you again. So it's not only timing that you have to learn, but if you're not sure how many punches that you can use on him right at that time, then it's best to just punch a little bit slower. On some boxers, if you wait a a millisecond before you would normally punch, you might be able to get an uppercut star that way. And there's Bald Bull's rematch. We face him again. And this time, he has learned, maybe not a couple new tricks, but one thing is, if you try to hit his face while he does the rolling punch, he will block and then he will do a quick jab. So remember that doesn't work from the first Bald Bull, or the trick that you learned from the first Bald Bull doesn't work here. But he will still sometimes do this little raising and lowering of the gloves, and there is where you can get your uppercut star, by hitting him in the gut. Now this time around, Bald Bull will always get up at 9, making you think, oh, I've beaten him. Oh no, I haven't. But whenever he does that, hit him in the gut for a star. And the other major thing to remember about this Bald Bull is that he will not go down if you've made him run out of energy, unless you uppercut him. And he does his charge again. You do not, I don't think you get the camera flash this time. I think there's a guy in the lower right corner of the audience that like turns his head or something, maybe where the flash used to happen. And you have to look out for that. Or just get a feel for his hops, when he will do a certain hop, and then is when you need to punch him. I like the wear and tear that you see on the boxers. Bald Bull has a big old band-aid on it over his eye. Little Mac might have a shiner or something. But yeah, remember, you can only do the energy recovery trick once by pressing select during the cutscene. Sometimes if you press select at certain points, you may have you may accidentally drain your energy. The second Bald Bull will always get up at 9. But anytime he raises and lowers his gloves like that, that is the best time to get a star. Just give him a quick jab. There we go. Yeah, remember, on this Bald Bull, that just draining his energy is not enough. You have to have his energy down and hit him with an uppercut that would knock his energy all the way down to defeat him. As with many opponents, you want to have like a chain of facial punches to stun them before you use an uppercut. But some boxers, like Piston Honda, will never block or dodge your uppercut. They're just a sitting duck. And we face Don Flamenco again. This Don Flamenco has a bunch of new moves that he does. One is he does a quick jab here that he didn't do before, and you can usually get 4 hits out of him that way. And after he does about 3, then he does a couple crosses like that, or 1 or 2. Sometimes the boxers just kind of switch up their routines, and it's easy to get disoriented. Maybe it just does 1 cross. I thought he did 2. Maybe not. When he does that, you need to hit him until he will do his uppercut, and you will only be able to get like 4 punches, even if you switch them up left right properly. Now don't be surprised if you have to go multiple rounds with this Don Flamenco. But like I was saying before, if you get enough points against an opponent, then you can win by decision. And now we go to round 2. Little Star Wars reference, or Empire Strikes Back reference. But yeah, that is when you want to press select if you need energy. And I think sometimes if you have full energy, or maybe close to full, then you will lose energy when you press select. Yeah, with the original Don Flamenco, after you dodge his uppercut, you could switch left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and have it non-ending until he falls down. But note that when you run out of punches, or hearts for your punches, then you turn purple. Purple and green, I think. And you can't throw a punch until you dodge enough. Then you will get some punches restored on your heart meter. Yeah, there I ran out. Now I gotta dodge enough. I get some more. Not a whole lot more. At certain junctures, at certain times of the round, certain boxers will have certain routines that they switch to. Now I've got to go to the third round with this guy. If you beat, if you have 5,000 points, I believe, against the second Don Flamenco. Oh no. Yeah, 5,000. Then you will beat him with a decision if you make it through 3 full rounds. There are some cool Game Genie codes on this. See, sometimes he switches up his routine a little bit. This time he's doing 2 crosses, and early on he was just doing 1 as part of his routine. And it can be very confusing to you when he switches things up like that. There was an intended sequel at one point. Once the contract with Mike Tyson ran out, Nintendo was thinking about getting another one. Oh, I beat him. He didn't get up. And that game would eventually lead to Power Punch 2, but Nintendo planned to have Mike Tyson in it. Unfortunately, Mike Tyson got in trouble for a rape conviction and was sentenced to prison for 3 years. So they renamed the boxer in that Mark Tyler, which is a really clumsy way of covering up Mike Tyson in the game. And this is Mr. Sandman, and this is where the game just really gets hard. Mr. Sandman's rolling punches are super fast. I did cheat a little bit. I did some save states or cut forward at times in this game. From this point on. But when Mr. Sandman does his crosses like that, you need to jab him in the face and then give him 3 body blows. And eventually he will do this very daunting multiple uppercut move. But if you can dodge all 3 of those, then you will be able to hit him in the face and hit him in the gut like 12 times. I might not have used save states here, but a little bit later, just for time constraints reasons, I will skip forward to certain parts of the matches. But yeah, the size of these boxers are it's just so ridiculous how small Little Mac is. Little Mac's probably like 5'2", 5'3" compared to these guys. Yeah, we'll just scoot forward to me beating him. Or me getting closer to beating him. He's hurt me, Doc. Don't give up, Mac. Fight. Hey, Mac baby, say goodnight. Actually, Mr. Sandman's the one that's in trouble here. He's almost out of energy, and that's a good position to be in, is to have him with almost no energy to start a round. Because you can beat him really quick and then have plenty of time for an opportunity to knock him down 2 more times in that round for a technical knockout. Again, don't forget, early on when you fight somebody and they get up at 1, then if you have an uppercut star and you uppercut them and connect, they will go right down. An uppercut will take off a good chunk of their energy, but if they get up at 1 and then you use it, then they're definitely going right down. Ah, crap. See, I didn't... Note that I didn't block all those uppercuts, but they're not going to immediately knock you down. But if he's doing his rolling punches routine and you're too chicken to try your timing with those, you can do a punch at his face, he'll dodge and he'll do a cross, and then you dodge that and hit him in the face and then hit him in the gut 3 times. That's a good thing to do, just so you don't screw yourself up trying to learn the timing for his rolling punches. And this is the champion of the world circuit, and he is Super Macho Man. And he was in Super Punch-Out. And he's really tough here. He's very arrogant, very self-centered, and does a pectoral wiggle. But you can fake him out for some uppercut stars, like by pushing up and gut or body blow when he's got his gloves raised. And he does crosses and uppercuts like Popinski, who he's very similar to. But you might want to slow down your punches. He does a quick wraparound punch sometimes. When he's doing his crosses and you dodge, and then you do punches to his face, or when he's doing his uppercuts, when he gets up, just wanted to mention he'll do several wraparound punches, and they can punch the back of his head when he stops. But you gotta dodge those or you're going down. But yeah, go slower when you punch him after his crosses or his uppercuts, because the amount of times that you get to punch him seems to change, seems to vary. He sometimes does that when you've run out of punches. But he'll do just one of those wraparound punches sometimes. And there I was. That doesn't prove very useful often, but you can press down twice to do a quick duck move. Don't use it very often, if at all. I don't think you need to use it at all. But yeah, Super Macho Man, whenever he gets up off the canvas, he does several of those wraparound punches in a row. And we've beaten him, and next we get to fight Mike Tyson. The Dream Fight. Or if you have just Punch-Out, then you face Mr. Dream. But they are both basically the same character, they just look different, they do the same exact moves. Now Mike Tyson does these uppercuts that will instantly knock you down for the first 1/30 of this round. See? He'll knock you down instantly. We'll just scoot forward to 1:30. If you can last that long, then he does these types of punches for a little while, and you can dodge and then hit him twice in the face. We're just going to look at parts of this bout here. But we'll go to in between rounds real quick here. And Mike Tyson was a serious badass back then. Oh my God, he would just floor opponents. If they managed to get him in an endurance test, that's when that's when things got a little tougher for Mike Tyson. But he was one badass boxer, and starting in the second round, he'll do these quick, super quick jabs. But we're gonna move forward, I think, to me maybe beating him. Maybe not. No. But yeah, Mike Tyson is super, super tough. Oops. Yeah, I didn't have time. His jabs are so quick. Now, whenever you get knocked down, wail on A and B to get back up. Eventually it will not work if you've had to get up a whole bunch of times. And you can get technically knocked out too. And now when you beat Mike Tyson, you get this congratulatory message from him. And Mike Tyson seemed like such a jerk to his opponents, and he generally was, but after the fight he would show them a lot more respect. And these are all the boxers that you faced. That is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! This was game number 6 in our 20 from the Nintendo Entertainment System series. And we are going to do, we are going to look at some other things about the game. I'll show you some hints for each boxer. I'm not an expert at this game by any means. I got lucky at times. I kind of had to do some cheats towards the end, but some things that I've learned from each boxer that I'll impart to you. And we will also see some passwords that you can put in the password screen at the title screen. And then some game Genie codes as well. And you just have to reset here. 14 wins, 14 KOs. Glass Joe basically hit where he doesn't block. When he backs up or winds up, hit him just as he gets in front of you for a knockdown. Real easy boxer. That's the first boxer. Then Von Kaiser accrues stars by hitting him first in the face and then in the gut when he ducks. Body blow, then when right repeatedly when he uppercuts. Pretty simple. Piston Honda, fake him into raising his guard, then jab his gut for stars. He will not block uppercuts. Pretty easy boxer. Then Don Flamenco, hit him to make him swing, and then you dodge, and then you can wait just a tidge after, and then hit his face for a star uppercut, and you'll knock him down with them. King Hippo, always pop him in the mouth when he opens it, and then fire 8 body blows and repeat. When he falls, he will not get back up. Probably because he's so fat. Great Tiger, when the gem on his turban glows, hit his face for a star, and then use the left-right jab technique from Von Kaiser when he uppercuts. Block his jabs when he does his magic trick, then punch his face for an instant knockdown. Ball Bull, smack his face when he does his rolling punches for stars. Time the uppercuts right, since he can dodge. On his bull charge, remember what I told you about that cameraman flashing his camera. That's when you do the jab. Piston onto 2, again, he doesn't block uppercuts, so do what you can to get those uppercut stars. And then Soda Popinski, remember, hold down on the controller when he ducks to rise up and do his uppercut. You'll stun him, and then you can get some stars that way, and if you use a star after that and connect, he'll go down. Balbo 2, pretty much the same thing, but he will only go down with uppercuts. You have to dodge his rolling punch. You can't hit him in the face when he does them. Don Flamenco 2, body blow him as he backs up for a jab, and hit his head with a left when he does crosses for stars. I don't think I used that earlier. Mr. Sandman, don't be patient waiting for his rolling jabs. They are quick. Jab at his face and dodge, and then jab his face and body blow 3 times. Watch out for his uppercuts. They're super tough. Super Macho Man has some of the same attacks as Soda Popinski, but you can't freeze him during the uppercut wind-up like you did Soda. Dodge his spinning punches. Mike Tyson survive his instant knockdown uppers until 130 in the first. Then he does side punches, and you have to dodge those and hit his face twice. And if you make it through 3 rounds and have enough points, you'll win. You will win the match. Undisputed decision. And you have to have 5,000 for Glass Joe, 8,000 for Von Kaiser. You can't beat Piston Honda. There's a number of fighters you can't beat through undisputed decision. Just look at the chart that I got there for the amount of points that you need to get for each fighter. And as I said before, if you lose a match, as long as it's not against Mike Tyson, and here I decided not to wail on the buttons enough to get up, you will get knocked back down 1 fighter, and then you can rematch that fighter if you lose to them. And we'll just look at me losing to Von Kaiser, which is pretty embarrassing, but just to show you what it looks like. Then you get one more opportunity to continue against him. Let's rematch. And then if you lose again, a total of 3 losses, then the game ends. But yeah, if you lose once against Mike Tyson, then your game will end. And now let's look at some codes that we'll put in. On the main screen, you can go to continue, and then you press like A and B to shuffle through the numbers, I believe. There are this is the code to the major circuit to start that, and that will start you with Don Flamenco, and it'll give you an undefeated record. And then this code puts in gets you to the world circuit at Piston Honda 2. And there's a busy signal for Nintendo headquarters with that password. And then this code puts you on the Dream Bout versus Mike Tyson or Mr. Dream. And then there's a code called Another World Circuit. This I can't seem to get to work with an emulator, but you have to hold down select and press A and B together. Same with this code. This shows the credits. I can't seem to get this to work with an emulator either. I remember being able to do it on the NES. But here's some great Game Genie codes. They can give you a different opponent boxing patterns. Opponents don't get up. There's no TKOs. Classic mode, I'm not sure what that is. No or more stars given. 1 punch knockdown doesn't always work. Very, very cool codes. And there's a look at Mr. Dream. See, he looks a little bit different from Mike Tyson, but his moves are all the same. The things he says are all the same, I believe. And there's a look at him in action. But yeah, he looks different, but he has the same moves. I like how a lot of the fighters' legs are really ridiculously small. But that was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, game number 6 in our 20 from the Nintendo Entertainment System series. Very, very good game. Even without Mike Tyson in it, as just Punch-Out, it's a good game. But that was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, game number 6, created by Nintendo in 1987. Hope you join me soon for game number 5. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye. Happy 4th of July.